Well, viewers, welcome once again to another live section of my live videos right here on my channel. This is Godwin. Today, we're going to talk about some interesting topic, a very interesting topic. We're going to talk about voodoo, whether voodoo has been helpful to Africans, whether voodoo had actually contributed to the development of economies, politically, economically, socially, and technologically. Have we been able to invent things out of that? Does it really exist? Do you think Africans should continue to do voodoo? And so on and so forth. Kindly put your comments in the comment section. Let me know your mind about voodoo, whether Africans should, as a matter of fact, embrace voodoo and continue to do voodoo, or you think education is the only way that Africans can develop. You see, over the years, over centuries, Africans have always believed and practiced voodoo and have been a society whereby we believe in much in the spiritual world. As I believe in the spiritual world and spirituality being of great help to us as Africans. You think we need to combine education and spirituality, or you think we should just boycott spirituality and focus more on education, technology, etc.? Let me see your comments in the chat section and in the comment section. I'll be waiting for your comments and chats. Is it that Africans should stick to the belief in the spiritual world, as in voodoo, etc., or that is not something that we as Africans basically should trust and believe in or should practice? But I'm not saying all Africans are practicing voodoo, but a cross-section of Africans practice voodoo. We believe in this. Some Africans, or most Africans, believe in the spiritual world. They believe that, or some Africans believe that there is a spiritual underpinning to our existence, and therefore, without this spiritual underpinning, we are just nobody on this earth. Now, I would like to know from you, my viewers, the points. Would one say that voodoo has been helpful to Africans? Would one say that the belief in spirituality have been helpful to Africans? Have we been able to develop our economies, politically, economically, socially, technologically, and even environmentally? What are Africans doing that we think, if we continue to embrace spirituality and, for that matter, voodoo, as a matter of fact, we'll be able to move forward? Hasn't the advanced countries been there before? Let's even talk about some Asian countries and some other countries that are in the same bracket with us. Haven't they uphold these beliefs? Aren't they still continuing believing in this kind of practices? What really is your mind about this? Should we say no to this, or we should embrace it, or some section of it, and then join that section of it to our current way of doing things, to our educational system, to our governance, etc.? Has voodoo been of help to Africans? There has been countless numbers whereby we've heard of stories, people engaging in all sort of spiritual beliefs and spiritual things that they think will take them places, that will make them rich and all that. Do these things actually, as a matter of fact, exist? Do these actually exist? And as a matter of fact, should we continue to embrace it, or we need to say no to it? Because you realize that the society is now changing. We are moving towards a different dichotomy in life, a different world altogether. information technology is working. Somebody can sit at one place and then do a video call and speak with another person miles and miles away. Now, what we are saying is that once these technologies are in place, should we forget about voodoo? Should we forget about spirituality? I mean, African spiritual beliefs. They believe in gods. Because if you go to some family houses in Africa, there are stools, there are pots, etc. That is believed to be the soul of the family. They have bedrooms that you have these stools sitting in, and then during certain times of the year, libation is poured, a full goat is slaughtered, and the blood is actually offered to these gods, etc. Now, what I'm saying is that, have we been able to get anything good out of this? Let me hear your comments. Let me get to know your thoughts, your views about this. I'm waiting for your comments out there. If it is the first time that you're watching my videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, comment, like, share, tell a friend that this channel is one of the best channels you can find on YouTube. Let's help the channel reach 1,000 and beyond. Now, let me come back to this topic again. Let's take politically. What has the belief in gods, belief in voodoo, etc. contributed politically? Have we seen any significant contribution from that? If anybody knows of any significant contribution, you can just leave a comment on the comment section. Let the whole world know, because the whole world will be watching you, will be seeing your comment live. Now, another point here too is that if basically we have gotten something out of this, have we been able to develop something that has gone outside of this country? Let's not talk about palmistry, etc. Because some years back we used to use palmistry. That is it is believed. I've never seen some before. I only read in books. I heard that one can look into your palm and then predict what is going to happen and so on and so forth. Are there things that we still need to focus on? I can't remember when we used to be kids, we were told certain stories. We were told not to do certain things. For example, don't go out late in the night. When you're coming back late, you are going to meet a barrel with, lights on it rolling and coming. When you are eating, don't make sure the food doesn't touch your nose, otherwise you're going to lose someone. Some of these things, some of these beliefs, these were things to scare people. But for me, I don't know much. So if you are there and you have that experience and you know much about that, I'd like to see your comment over there. Let's know. Should we continue to embrace this? Or education is the only way? We should focus more on education, educating the populace. Now, we're talking about politics. Let's talk about economically. What has some of these things done? Even if probably we haven't have anything material, the question I also want to ask is that, has it promoted tourism? How many of these spiritual sites and some of these spiritual centers have received, tourists? How many tourists visit these places? What have we actually developed and gotten out of that? How much revenue have we made, even if tourists are visiting some of these places like the voodoo courts, the voodoo houses, the voodoo homes, and the voodoo shrines, etc.? Economically, what have we benefited? Have they been able to charm so that our Bank of Ghana, our Bank of Africa, our Bank of Cameroon, Nigeria, Bank of South Africa, Bank of Kenya, etc., can have full money, full in their vault, so they can distribute to everybody in Africa or in any other country? Economically, what has it done? Has it affected or has it improved our balance of payment deficits? Has it improved interest rates? Has it improved employment? Has it brought about employment? We've even heard of stories where people who want visas allegedly sometimes take their passports to some of these voodoo shrines and spiritual homes to get help so that they can get visas to abroad and wherever that they want to go. Economically, let's look at socially. What has it brought? Has it brought any social development? Has it brought discipline? Has it brought reduced crime? Has it brought about, birth control, helping people give birth? Demographics, changes, lifestyle, and so on and so forth. Technologically, what has it brought? Now you have a mobile phone that you can just call someone on video and you'll be able to see the person hundreds and thousands of miles away. While I'm doing live, this is technology. I am doing live on technology or via or courtesy modern or present day technology. Have our voodoo, and as a matter of fact, our spiritual homes, our spirituality, our belief in spirituality help us develop any technology? So should we fuse it? Is it true that these things exist? Does it work? I don't know. I need people who have experienced it or people who don't believe in it, etc. to comment. So I would like to see your comment out there. Comment, tell me what you think, and tell me whether fusing these two would, as a matter of fact, be beneficial to Mama Africa, whether Africans should embrace this, whether it is time for Africa to take this serious. Let's not forget about the fact that it takes education and knowledge and technology in these modern times to build a society. So should we still focus on these things? For those of you who have the experience, is it true that they exist? Do they work? Do they perform the magic that we believe it performs? Let's get to know more about that. Comment. Should we say just no? Africa should just no. We aren't going to take this thing anymore. It is enough is enough. We've heard enough of that. Technologically, we have not gone forward. We are still depending on technology from the West. China has done it. I remember I met a Chinese person who told me the research that they are doing in China. Don't they also believe in those spiritual things? I once asked a Chinese lady, and then she told me they are researching that much. How well is Africa also researching? Are we going to use this to research? Have this aided in research and development in Africa? What have we gotten from this? What are some of the good things? Like I said, politically, economically, socially, technology. I don't know. I don't know much about it. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm not challenging it, but I want people who have the experience, people who have the ideas. I want you, the viewers, the youth of today, believe in digitization. It has become a digital world. It has become a modern technological world, and the recitation of incantations, etc. Actually, we haven't seen much from that. We are seeing technology. People are doing things, petty things that have not been done in our part of the world. Is it because we don't have the know-how? Or is it because we have the know-how but we have forgotten about the spiritual side? Did the West combine both, or they shun those things and focus on technology? I think they should have focused on technology for now, because I've spoken to a lot of Western researchers, and they will tell you their focus is more on research and development. Their focus is more on research. So what are we doing as a people to focus on research? Or does anybody have any idea that these things have also contributed? We've seen priests, we've seen people out there, doing magic, etc. So can anyone tell me that this basically is something that Africans shouldn't move away from, or we should move away from? Should we move away from this? Should we move away from the belief in some of these spiritual things, voodoo and so on and so forth, so that our focus is then on technology, on science, on research and development. I went to the fish market the other time, and believe you me, I saw a fish scaler. Somebody has developed a plastic device that can be used to scale fish. This is technology. This is what we are looking out for. But I'm not saying I'm speaking against those things out there, but I want to know from my viewers, especially those of you who have the experience, and those of you who think it is a no, we should just boycott it, we shouldn't just entertain it. Of course, for me, if you ask me now, I would say we should focus on research and development. Our children need to learn and research. They need to be future oriented, because the world is future oriented, and the future of the world now is digitization. The world is digitizing. We have gone to 4K, we are going to 5K technology, and so on and so forth. 4G, 5G technology, and so on and so forth. We have new things coming up. I mean, a whole lot of things coming up that we think we as a people also need to move forward. Should we focus more on moving forward in life than believing and focusing more on the spiritual world? Is research the way? Is research and development the way for Africans? What are we doing as Africans to stay alive, to stay developed, and to look into the future? Is the future education and technology? For me, I think the future is technology, education, and research. I'm not only talking of classroom education. Educating oneself in various fields and endeavor is also very important. But on our continent, people still follow and still believe and are still attuned to the spiritual world, to voodoo, etc., and so on and so forth. So the question here is, what have we gotten from this? I don't know. I want to know from you, my audience. Leave your comment in the comment section. Leave a chat in the chat section. I'm waiting for your chat and your comments. I'll be glad to see more comments. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and subscribe. Don't forget to comment. Hit the subscribe button, help the channel grow, let the channel reach 1,000 subscribers and beyond, so I can give you more exciting live presentations as well, and very good videos. Now, let's come to this topic once again. What have we developed out of this? Politically, economically, socially, and technologically. Are we as a people making a way, believing in the spiritual world, believing in voodoo, believing in gods, believing in stools, believing in caverns? What technology have we developed out of that? The youth of today are coming up, and it's time for them to also lead countries and economies in Africa. What is the way forward? Should we completely wash our hands off and forget about voodoo and spirituality and focus more on technology, education, and research? Do we even have a voodoo university where people go to study voodoo and use the voodoo knowledge to develop things in Africa? Leave your comment out there. I think for me, the youth of today and the little ones that are coming up does not need these things. They need technology, they need education, they need to their minds need to be prepared for research and development, because the future of Africa is research and development, knowledge and digitization. Africa can be whatever it can be and can grow to become as big as any other continent on this planet Earth. What is your take on this? What have Africans gotten from voodoo? Have voodoo helped Africa? Technologically, economically, socially, and even environmentally. We were told that there are certain mangroves certain reserves in the bush that people can't go there because they are sacred, etc. Some of these things were they used to just scare people so that people don't go and destroy some of these reserved sites. Were some of these practices a way of telling Africans not to do certain things by using emotional based appeal to make people fear to do certain things? Now, the question is, what has Voodoo done for Africa? Leave your comment in the comment section. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and subscribe. Thank you very much, and watch out for my next live stream.